preceding performance has been brought to you by Porsche.
The new 928 S4 will be performing daily at your authorized Porsche dealers.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Honda, who invite you to experience the Accord four-door sedans at your local Honda dealer. And by De Beers, a diamond is forever.
Second half ready to go here at Texas Stadium. The Cowboys with a 7-6 lead. Herschel Walker, the big man in that first half with the 84-yard touchdown run. Hank, we were just visiting and thinking about the second half. Any chance Cunningham would play?
No, I don't think so. I talked to him on the field before the game, and the great competitor that he is, it was very obvious talking to him that he didn't. He'd love to play, but I don't think he physically thinks he can play. The thumb is very sore and tender. There's no way he can take a snap, and he doesn't like to be back in a shotgun anyhow, so I really don't think he's going to play. I think it'd be foolish to let him play with his thumb the way it is.
Very similar injury that Tommy Kramer of the Vikings sustained, and he had to be out for 2 weeks.
Right.
Coming back last week in a game we had in Green Bay. So McFadden, who kicked 2 field goals in the first half, starts the second half of play. Lovett will bring it out for the Cowboys. Had a big hole up the middle, and he makes it out to the 31-yard line.
It's a good thing that somebody slowed him down a little bit, because there was a big alley there, and he was just getting ready to get into it. It'd have been a long play.
So Steve Pelluer, who in that first half suffered the interception by Terry Hogue, a couple of times underthrowing some guys, is 4 of 12 for 46 yards at the halfway point.
You know, I'm surprised, and I look for more play-action passes, especially on 1st and 10 from the Cowboys. They were successful a couple of times in the first half, and then they got away from it. Let's see if they go back to it in the second half.
Tony Hill split to the near side. Sherrard to the top of the screen as Pelluer on first down to throw. A little bit of difficulty scrambling out of there, being chased. Gets rid of it to Herschel Walker, and for all that, they gain about a yard. Andre Waters over. Waters is just all over the football.
Yeah, he really is a great player. And you know what happened on the play, I think Pelluer anticipated getting man-for-man coverage, and a lot of times on 1st and 10, the Eagles play zone. That time they were in a zone. They had everybody faded. There was no place to throw the football.
Waters, one of the new faces, and Buddy Ryan said when he came into camp in great shape, and the way he was hitting people, I knew he was a player, and he's certainly added to that credibility as the year was worn on. Second down now, 9 yards to go for Dallas.
Now they're in a 46.
Dorsett. Tony, oh, what a nifty move. Looked like absolutely no place to go, and he gets yardage. Doug Cosby threw the lead block, and Dorsett brings it out a yard short, maybe 2 yards short to the 39.
A draw play. The linemen set up, and then they assume their responsibility. Posderick does a good job of blocking Reggie White. They run inside, and Cobb is blocked to the outside, number 50, and as a result, why there was a big running alley there for him to take advantage of it, and he did. And now it's about 3rd and 2.
That's what it is. You know, you talk about good feet. Dorsett, the way he can pivot, cut, and move through an area that doesn't seem large enough to get there. There's a little shovel pass forward to Walker. First down, out to the 50-yard line, and then some. He's to the Eagle into the field. Terry Hogue, his former teammate at Georgia, eventually over to make the stop.
That play was successful because the defensive end came right up the field, and that's the way you like to run the play. Look at the big cavity. Brown is way up the field. They don't have to block him. They run right inside of him. Look at the running alley, and he's finally knocked down by Terry Hogue, number 34. And Tuine made a nice block out in front on the play, number 71.
That goes as a 14-yard pass completion. Sets it up now just short of the 48-yard line of Philadelphia. That's an effective play to use with Walker.
Oh, it was a perfect call because the end really came up the field just like you want him to on the play.
Newsom replaces Walker in the backfield. He's there with Dorsett. This is Dorsett with the ball, and all of a sudden Seth Joyner's there. Here's another guy, Joyner. Who'd ever heard of him? He played at Texas El Paso. They've had such long seasons, going winless in a couple of occasions, and he's able to make the stop. They say he's just an excellent athlete. Potential that is going to just get better and better, and he has started now the last 5 games in place of their number 2 draft pick, Alonzo Johnson.
Well, he's one of the guys that makes it so tough to do any business business on, because what happens is that Landry said, you know, talking about scoring against Philadelphia, it's difficult to score a lot of points against Philadelphia.
Dallas with that lead at half, and they've got it right now, 7-6, and that ball broken up beautifully. Fouls at the last instant on a pass intended for Sherrard, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 12.
That time they're in a zone again that time, anticipating man-for-man coverage, and watch Fowles. He's got great position on him, watching him all the way, comes back for the ball. The ball is thrown on the inside. He gets great anticipation, knocks it down, and almost came up with the interception. You know, Fowles is their 5th defensive back normally, and he's starting now, obviously, but he's a lot better football player than people think he is, and people challenge him because they think Roynell Young is so good on the other side. Not that he's a bad player, it's just that Roynell is got such a great reputation.
He had an interception last week in that game against St. Louis. Added that one down. 3rd down, 12. Pelluer, and again it's fouled, and he almost got it again. Tony Hill, the intended receiver that time.
You know, the thing I like about Fowles, I watched him practice. Nobody works any harder consistently in practice when we watch him practice than Fowles. He's all over the place, 100% all the time. And here again, great anticipation. He really had a chance to, and maybe should have made the interception, except I think Hill got a piece of the ball and knocked it out of there. But he's done a great job, I think, on the right corner, especially so far in this game.
You know, Hank, what's interesting, Buddy Wright got on his case. He said he was playing 30 yards off the line of scrimmage last week, but he's not today. He's played him tight on those 2 particular occasions. Saxon punts it very poorly. The ball is going to hit in the vicinity of the 23-yard line. So Saxon's been struggling today. That's a 27-yard punt. The Eagles are going to come away with good field position as they trail by 1.
Late one night, when all the families and all the houses all across the land were fast asleep, all of their old family cars were taken away. In their places were left shiny new Honda Accords. And they all drove happily ever after.
This is the time of year when we gather from far and near, and we welcome the season in, and let all the love begin. And the jokes you tell, and the songs you sing, and the sight of your smile still means everything. And I finally get to say, I think of you every day. Happy holidays, Coors to you.
From the people at Coors. It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
You're home. You won't believe how much I save by shopping at Radio Shack's Christmas electronics sale. I got those beautiful stereo speakers for Kathy, half price. Your mother will love this convenient cordless phone. Billy can fight alien ships with this Astro Command electronic game. And for us, I even save 40% on this dual-powered calculator. Now we can balance the checkbook.
The Christmas electronics sale, only at Radio Shack.
The Dallas Cowboys are still in the hunt for a playoff spot. They lead at 7-6 here. They need to have San Francisco lose, and right now New England has the lead in the 3rd quarter. They're 17-16.
You know, a funny thing about San Francisco going out east to play in bad weather, they talk about how tough it is to throw the ball. You know, there's not a better bad weather quarterback in the league than Joe Montana, and I think the fact that he played so well right here in Dallas in the Cotton Bowl in '77 in that very cold day was a great illustration of how well he throws.
Eventually won the national championship that time for Dan Devine, pulling that one out. By the way, Quick is not in the ball game right now. He sustained that bruised knee in the first half, so he's not starting this second half. They make it to the 25-yard line. As we said at the start of our broadcast today, the Giants, Chicago, and Washington are in. The Rams could move into the division championship if they win today, which leaves San Francisco, Minnesota, Dallas, and Atlanta vying for that wild card position. San Francisco has to lose twice, and Dallas win twice. Minnesota lose once for the Cowboys to make it. You follow all of that? You got that down, Coach?
You need a computer and a slide rule to figure that out.
This time, very little operating room as Keith Byers trying to go off the right-hand side. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5. 3rd and 5 now for Philadelphia. Giants. Boy, they're moving, aren't they?
They are hot.
And Green Bay leading Tampa Bay. Cleveland hangs on there. They'll win the AFC Central. So the Colts, their one-game winning streak may come to a grinding halt.
I wonder when they came down from cloud 9 after that win last week. Probably today.
That's right. They kicked the ball off. 3rd down and 5 now. I understand Quick will not return to the ball game. You see Garrity now in motion. Cavanaugh, there's Randy White. 5 sacks by the Dallas Cowboys, and Randy White storming through for another one. What a strong game 54 is playing.
Randy White, the left side of your screen, playing over the offensive guard and tackle. Look at him, gets right through Hayden again, and gets the penetration and makes the sack on the quarterback.
I know the Eagles don't want to be reminded of this, Hank, but that is the 99th sack. The record prior to this year was 70. The Eagles just add to that dubious distinction of having their record each week. Here's Telchik now to punt from inside the 5-yard line.
You got a 6-man rush.
Well, they're not really coming after him.
No, they're not.
There's a very fine punt. Very high. Excellent hang time on it, and Banks pays for it. What a hit is put on by David Little, number 89. That's a 45-yard punt, and Banks was a sitting duck on that one.
Another flag in the play, though, Gary.
That doesn't surprise you, does it?
No, it doesn't. You know, every time they make a kick, you obviously always go right back to the kicking area to see if there's a yellow flag, and in this particular case, there is again.
It's a reflex action.
It really is.
Boy, Banks really paid for that one, because David Little, number 89, was there almost as soon as the football arrived.
You know, it's amazing how few deep receivers signal for the fair catch and take advantage of that opportunity they have to make a catch easy when somebody's right in front, but they don't do it.
Might extend your career a little bit, huh?
Well, you know what happens. I think they're afraid sometimes to raise the hand and then bring it back down in time to make the catch. I think that's one of the problems.
Number 23, the defense. First down.
Ooh, that is a major break for Philadelphia. That is Johnny Holloway, the defensive back, with a personal foul, which will give the Eagles a first down. I don't know where that happened, Hank.
No, I didn't see it. I wish I could tell you, but I didn't see it.
There he is. He's going to get another penalty if he didn't get that shirt tail in. Tom doesn't like that.
The league doesn't like it.
That's right.
That's right. You better get some scissors or tuck it in. One of the two.
Johnny, who played at Kansas, passed up his senior year to be drafted. He's a Houston native. There's your penalties. And Dallas, as we mentioned, leading the NFC in penalty yardage, and that was a costly one there.
I can't understand why either one of the two teams have not thrown play-action passes more on 1st and 10 to slow down that rush.
Well, let's see what they do here. Nope, going to go off to Tony. Tony, you go nowhere. I'll tell you one thing, though, Hank. He had the ball in the right arm. I've been working with you long enough. I look for those things.
Yeah,
now.
that's right. He had it in the left arm away from pressure, but that defense and that's there again. You know, it's very tough to run east and west against the Cowboys because they respond and read so well. If you can slow them down with the play action occasionally on 1st and 10, at least slow down the read and maybe throw on the outside of the linebackers or between the linebackers and the defensive backs, you got a chance. They haven't done it. I can't understand why.
Look at this. Mike Swanson, our statistician, indicating Philadelphia now has averaged 1.9 on first downs. That last effort didn't help them much. Virtually no gain, maybe a half yard. 2nd down coming up. There's that play action. They give it off instead, though, to Tony, and Tony, running tough, brings it out to the 40. A little shoving and pushing inside. They're going to be 3, maybe 4 yards short of the first down. Tony played here in the Texas Stadium when he played for Texas A&M against SMU. Getting up kind of slowly.
That time Nick Hayden really he's got to be very frustrated. Look at him hobbling off the field. Watch Hayden, the left guard, number 62. See, he's trying to turn number 54, Randy White, and Randy is so quick and controls the top of his body with it, uses his hands so well that he's very, very hard to get to.
Hayden, of course, the guy they picked up on waivers from the Raiders. They're going to look Tony over as Michael Haddix has replaced him at fullback. 3rd down 4. Here they come with Albritton on the blitz. A pass to Ron Johnson, who's playing in place of the injured Quick, and that's a first down. Johnson with his 9th catch of the year, an 11-yard pickup. He's a former standout in the Canadian Football League. Got 140 passes up there.
Here you see him drive the defensive back backwards. Ron Fellows comes back for the ball, and the ball is thrown that time right at the numbers, so he has a chance to get some help from the body along with the hands, and he makes the catch for the first down. Good pass protection on the play.
Johnson went on the injured reserve list. He suffered a concussion in a game against San Diego. Has been reactivated a couple of weeks ago.
This would be a good time here for a play action. Let's see if they do that. No, they're going to run right again.
Here they go. Byers, big collision, stays on his feet, but he's still not going anywhere. Half of the Cowboy team on top of him. No gain on the play. Loss of 1. Let's go to New York now for an update. Here's Brent Musburger.
Gary, I know the Cowboy fans are keeping a close eye on what happens to the 49ers. The Patriots have gone ahead on this touchdown burst. They convert the extra point. Remember earlier, the Niners missed one, 17-16. Let's go back to Gary and Hank.
Well, I tell you, that one, of course, being followed very closely in Cowboy land. Could go down to that last week where the Cowboys have to beat the Bears here. That'd be tough, wouldn't it?
They got a good...
Second down 10, and that's intended to Spagnuolo. That's the first time they've looked at their tight end in this game.
Well, he was a hot receiver that time because of the blitz, and the penetration was so severe that he didn't really have a chance to get rid of the ball like he wanted to. Lockhart made good penetration. Anytime the middle linebacker blitzes like he did, you go to the tight end automatically, but he threw the ball poorly again, and now it's another long yardage situation.
3rd and 11, Hank.
Yep.
3rd down 11 at the 50-yard line. It's interesting to me, you come into this game, the Cowboys in particular, they were going to throw Cosby, 2 in the lot, get him in the game. They haven't done that. The Eagles haven't gotten their tight end involved either.
Well, they didn't expect to get the tight end in the game. The Eagles didn't, but the Cowboys did because of the man-for-man coverage with the linebacker. They're moving the pocket. Look at the blitz again.
Yep, that was Penn on the blitz, and that ball is almost picked off. That's Holloway, who got the personal foul earlier, who made the fine defensive effort. So it's a 4th down.
And talking about the tight end, that time they tried to get the ball to Spagnuolo. They move the pocket, go all the way to the right side, but look at the good position, the very good position by Holloway, number 23. And he almost makes the interception.
Holloway signed at Northwestern. Dennis Green was the coach there. Then he had some academic difficulties, transferred to Butler County Junior College, then played at Kansas, was a wide receiver in college, now playing a defensive back spot. Telchik to punt.
Boy, Telchik's a great looking athlete, isn't he? You see him in practice, all the things he does, the way he throws the ball and everything. He's a terrific athlete.
Boy, he got that one high. Hanks fumbled it, but he got on it at the 18-yard line. I remember Fred Akers telling me that he'd never had a punter that could place the ball like Telchik. That was a 32-yarder. At the 18, Dallas will have it.
What's the world-famous Metropolitan Life representative up to now, Charlie Brown? He wants to make sure people know that Metropolitan offers auto insurance, homeowners insurance, health insurance, and retirement planning, as well as life insurance. What's he got in mind? Good grief! Spectacular! Get Met. It pays.
Welcome to the Silver Bullet, home of a cold Coors Light.
Jimbo, yo, where's Nadine tonight?
They're probably sitting by the phone waiting for yours truly. Give me a Coors Light, will you, sweet thing?
You guys have a little love spat?
Nah, man's got to have some space. Got to show these women who's boss. Got to zig when they zag. Hey, I know it's brutal, but a man's got to do. But Nadine.
Yo. Oh, she looks miserable.
Yeah.
No slowing down with the Silver Bullet tonight.
Nothing escapes the eye of Maxim. The world's first SLR with built-in autofocus, Minolta Maxim focuses by itself. Sharp, fast. Only the human eye focuses faster. With Minolta Maxim, you even get unexpected shots that would have gotten away. The incredible Maxim system.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
Last year they met, and it was a bare 44-0 blowout. But now the Cowboys have a shot at revenge. Chicago collides with Dallas next Sunday on CBS Sports.
The 15th week of the NFL season, and at Texas Stadium, we still have the playoff hopes on the line for the Dallas Cowboys, who lead at 7-6. 7 minutes, 1 second to go in the third quarter. I'm Gary Bender along with Hank Stram, and that updates you on the scoring. McFadden with 2 field goals, and Herschel Walker with the longest run from scrimmage in the NFL this year, an 84-yard touchdown scamper. Here he goes again. He may have another one. This time they catch up with him. Boy, he bursts through there, doesn't he? To the 38, 39-yard line. Andre Waters caught up with him. And Herschel Walker was looking for another long 80-yard run.
You talk about a clean hole. Look at the trap block. What it was is a negative play. Clark went with a pulling guard, and he ran right behind a pulling guard, didn't block anybody, and Clark was still trying to figure out what happened on the play. Watch the right guard pull on the play. Look at, and Clark went with him for that reason. There was a big hole there, and Walker went right through there in good shape, and Terry Hogan Waters made the tackle.
Walker now with 114 yards rushing. His high for the year is 120. This time, Dorsett trying to get through the middle, and he gets a yard, maybe 2 to the 40-yard line. So 4 carries, 114 yards for Herschel Walker, who had 120 yards against the Cardinals earlier this year. Dorsett, on the other hand, has been shut down. But you can't hold both these guys down very long.
No, you're going to stop them for a while, but all of a sudden one of them explodes, and you got a big play. And that's what this team is all about, is a big play personality. Talking about the Cowboys.
Dorsett, 11 carries for 46 yards. From the 40 now. Oops, movement. Ken Clark, number 71, coming through the middle. Bob Frederick wants to be absolutely sure what's happened.
False start on the offense, left guard. Will be second down after the 5-yard penalty.
Well, that'd be Teitzner, number 63, who is guilty of moving. This offensive line, Hank, has been much maligned this year. Basically, they've had their problems at offensive tackle. Derek has given them some strength on their right-hand side due to the injury to Jim Cooper. They like Crawford Kerr. He might be their future Pro Bowler at that spot.
They like him very much, and they like Mark Tuinei, too, on the left tackle position.
Former defensive lineman now playing there. There's Pelluer trying to set up the screen, and Dorsett dropped it.
They had that set up pretty well, too. They got a block downfield. Had he made the catch, he'd have been able to cover some real estate on that one.
Dorsett is not the back coming out of the backfield to catch the ball that Walker is. But he is still very capable in that area. He had 24 catches prior to today. You think about Herschel, over 600 yards rushing, over 600 yards receiving coming into the day. What a combination he gives them. Indianapolis is on the scoreboard. Ron Meyer's got them playing much better. From the 35 now, third down, 14 yards to go.
They're in the 36 defense now with the 3 linemen. Now see what kind of a push they get on the center and the right guard and left guard on this play. Here they come with the total blitz.
Giles unloaded on Pelluer, and Tony Hill can't hang on. But that was Dwayne Giles, number 53, that, I mean, he took Pelluer apart on this, and I'm surprised Steve got up as quickly as he did. He's hurting a little bit.
Yeah, they were all coming that time, and that was the right play. He tried to get up on top, but the defensive back, Roynell Young, played it beautifully, and of course he's very difficult to beat on that kind of a pattern.
So Giles hurried that one up. Fourth down. Saxon is struggling. He's averaging only 32 yards.
You know, if you're going to beat Roynell Young, you got to make some kind of a double move. You're just not going to run by him like you tried to do in the last play.
Whoa! Rush, and it's blocked. The kick is blocked by Jody Schultz. It's loose. There is a penalty flag. The Cowboys are on top of the ball at the 11-yard line, but Jody Schultz, number 95, third-year man from East Carolina, came up the middle almost untouched.
Offensive holding on the tackle, and the penalty will be refused.
First down for the Eagles.
Down. Hold it up.
Jody Schultz, number 95, from the end zone, right to the left part of your left middle. He gets right through the blockers and makes the penetration, takes the right angle, and blocks the kick. Jody Schultz, number 95. There he gets. He gets right through both blockers and gets right out in front beautifully and blocks the kick. A lot of times he takes the wrong angle and the guy's still able to kick the ball underneath the hands. That time he got the hands at the perfect spot.
That is the first block of Saxon this year. Schultz up the middle to do that. Second round draft pick in 83. He's come back from some major knee surgery. First down at the 11.
See if they're going to run left. Here they come.
Tony, who's back in there, bad ankle and all. Randy White is there. Boy, Randy White is something. Fellows came up, but it was Randy White so strong that just spun Tony around on this play.
Randy White, they're coming outside. They're leaning this way, and look at White. Look at, they missed a block on him again. He takes a perfect angle, gets the hook out on the right arm, and throws him down to the turf. What a great play again. A great play again by number 54, consistently Randy White.
Loss on the play. It'll bring up second down 12. 7-6. Dallas.
Now it looks like we're going to run right.
Here they go to Tony again. Tony to the 10. Tony to almost the 8-yard line. Lockhart over to make the stop. It's going to bring up a third down and still 7 yards to go.
You know, they went into the game with the anticipation of being able to run right at the Cowboy defense. They haven't done that efficiently at all. Now they're moving a little bit to the outside and doing a better job.
Lockhart has been hurt. The guy known as the hitting machine. I talked to Eugene about that. He said when I came in as a rookie, they were looking for some hitters. He said I was very excited about that. I went out, got the label as a hitting machine, and 3 years later, he's a starting middle linebacker.
Would you like a gift wrap?
Sure, if it's not too much trouble.
Would you like the red ribbon or the green?
The red.
Sir, is there some small errand you might run while we finish this up? We're running just a teensy bit behind.
What time should I come back?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday?
Well, we're running just a teensy bit behind.
At least one thing will always go right this holiday season. Andre Champagne.
Christmas is this Thursday.
Well, we're running just a teensy bit behind.
Andre Champagne. What would the holidays be without it?
This is Steve and Joan Schorsch of Chicago and their Honda. And these are their children and their Hondas. But then Steve and Joan always said, nothing but the best for our kids.
When it comes to designing and manufacturing high-quality precision materials for industry, custom-made components of almost any material, design, or specification, there's one company that makes them for all of these. No. GTE.
It's an early season collision between two of the nation's premier teams. The Fighting Illini of Illinois take on the North Carolina Tar Heels next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Lockhart is up and moving around on the sideline. Steve Diassi replaced him at middle linebacker, and here they go. Big play now. 3rd down 7 for Philadelphia.
You might see a rule out here. Let's see if they do it. Well, they got the tight end on the right side. They got a lot of room on the left side. Let's see what they decide to do. Uh-oh, now they change the formation to the left side. Whoop, they go back the other way. They're going to roll to the
Kenny
right.
Jackson, he is in for the touchdown. Boy, they executed that beautifully.
Boy, they did. I tell you, they crossed everybody up because the wide side of the field was to the left where you have a lot of room, and he looked like he was going to go back to the left side. Then they went back right, roll right, and got it right in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown, right at the flag. Here he comes. Here he rolls to the right, and look at the great anticipation. Gets rid of the ball quickly, gets the ball right out to the outside, and he knows where he is, steps into the end zone for the touchdown. Everson Walls, number 24, trying to cover on the play.
5th touchdown catch of the year for Kenny Jackson. We mentioned the last couple of games he'd only caught 1 ball, but that's a big one. McFadden, who's had 2 field goals, adds a point after. And for the 2nd time of this game, the Eagles have the lead. Very impressive call on that particular play. 13-7, the Eagles.
You begin with raw steel. Shape it with fire, muscle, and sweat. Polish it to razor-sharp perfection. We're looking for a few good men with a medal to be Marines.
You know what Santa Claus and a quarterback have in common? We're only successful if our receivers are happy. So I take care of the hands, and take care of me with isotoner gloves. From the hefty running backs to the tall ends, isotoners fit them all. These guys, they love to get isotoners. It's the only time they receive something without getting knocked down. So this season, take care of the hands and take care of you with isotoner gloves.
The Civic four-door sedan. Let's back into it slowly. Last, there's a roomy trunk. Next to last, room for adults in back. Then a comfortable driver's seat. And up front, a low hood for better visibility. Now you've got something to look forward to.
Kenny Jackson with that touchdown catch a moment ago. Look back in this game right now, Hank, and the Dallas kicking game has really disappeared. Saxon was averaging 32 yards before he had that last one blocked.
You know, and you get the feeling the defense isn't playing badly, but you get the feeling that the offense of the Cowboys kind of a grab bag thing. They just haven't established anything, nothing personality-wise at all. You don't know, you have any idea what they're going to do.
Well, you take away that 84-yard run, and that's been it.
And that was just great individual effort on Herschel's part.
Cowboys bringing it out. Levette again, and that's Giles who made the tackle. Giles and Schultz, two guys you don't hear a lot about, have really contributed in this third quarter. Well, looking ahead, next Sunday on CBS Sports, it's an NFL doubleheader of the final week. It all starts with the NFL Today at 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern, followed by either Washington at Philadelphia or New Orleans at Minnesota in Game 1. Then followed in the second game of the doubleheader, where the Bears will come here to Texas Stadium to take on the Cowboys. And the way this game is going and the way that San Francisco-New England game is going, that's going to be a very big football game.
You know, I just can't for the life of me figure out why Dallas hasn't used more play-action passes on 1st and 10. They started doing it, were very successful. Now they got away from it, haven't done it for a long, long time.
The 26, Dorsett. Dorsett gets some operating room out to the 32. Terry Hogue made the stop. Well, this game has been a sellout, Hank, for 2 months. However, there were 17,172 no-shows, and that is a Texas Stadium record. And it again shows you that the fans like a winner.
It's the only thing that really matters. Just make sure you do one thing, win the game. The only thing that really matters, just win the game.
Where are the real Dallas Cowboys? Well, part of the real Dallas Cowboys standing on the sideline is Danny White. Second down now, 4 yards to go. Pelluer, he's in trouble. Reggie White buries him. The ball is fumbled. The Cowboys have recovered. They're booing Pelluer, but I'm telling you, Hank, there just wasn't much going there.
There's no way in the world. Reggie White got penetration again. He had no place to go, nothing to do. He fumbled the ball, but he got hit. You got to have time to throw the ball and be able to follow through and make the delivery. Watch it again. Okay, look at the penetration. They get a good push. And watch outside. Reggie White gets knocked down. He comes back from the backside, makes the tackle, and knocks the ball loose in the process. A great effort by Reggie White because he was on the ground and came up and made the play.
You got to feel sorry for Pelluer. Things are not going well. And as you said so many times, Hank, you get too much of the credit, too much of the blame at that spot.
Yeah, they start booing the quarterback, and he has, you know, it's ridiculous to boo him because he wasn't responsible for what happened.
From the 27 now, Pelluer wants a timeout. He wants a timeout, and he got it just before we had a delay of game. Timeout. Now, I want to correct something, Hank. We had some information that's not correct. That is not a Texas Stadium no-show record. The record is 21,580. That was a wild card playoff game versus the Rams. So there were 17,172 no-shows today. So
I think we did that game. I think we did the game. Maybe that's why they had the no-shows.
Let's look at Reggie White. We've talked so much about him, and he has obviously been a force in this game as he's been all year long. Great second effort. What a pleasant guy to visit with. He's an impressionist. We've talked about that, the imitations that he does. He's a licensed Baptist minister. He is one of those guys that, as the year has worn on, he's just gotten better and better.
Well, the key, forget about all the other things he does. Forget about all those things. The number one thing about him is he has a great attitude. He's an attitude player. Yeah. Along with a great ability, he's a great attitude player.
He runs a 4.69 40, Hank, and he weighs 288 pounds. That's a deadly combination. By the way, an update. The 49ers now have taken the lead over New England, 19-17. Cleveland, well, looks like they're going to clinch the division. Bernie Kosar's really coming on, isn't he?
They're playing well. I tell you, they're sneaking up on people and have played very, very well the last few weeks. And this is really no surprise because of the way they played and the way Kosar's been playing.
So Cleveland will be moving into the playoff picture. That AFC really scrambled. Third down now, 9 yards to go. Pelluer will operate out of the spread or the shotgun if you prefer. Pressure coming. He got it off to Walker. Walker's going to get the first down with a good second effort. Herschel Walker out to the 40. Giles made the stop.
This is what makes him such a great back. Look at the misses. Now look at the misses. Watch it. Look at the stun. Look at Clark coming around the outside, and he gets there just a little bit too late. But watch, deliver the ball to Herschel Walker. And watch right here. He gets a shot and runs right through the would-be tackler. Another two guys hit him, but after they get hit, he still makes another 6 yards.
That's 6 catches for 62 yards. He was 11 shy of the club record for a season. Tony Hill has that with 74.
Now they ought to come back with it. Oh, here they're coming outside again.
Dorsett trying to get outside, and there's just nothing going. Again, Hank, you try to go wide on these guys, and they are really tough.
Well, the other thing is surprising is that Tony Dorsett is hesitating a little bit, trying to do a little jig in there, trying to decide where to go. By the time he makes a decision, everybody's there, and the stadium falls in on him. You know, usually he's very decisive, but to where they're pursuing, he hasn't been very decisive, and I think somewhere along the line, with better field position, a reverse of some kind could be very appropriate.
You know, it's funny. You'll look at him, and he looks indecisive, and the next time he'll break one on you for 50 yards.
That's the personality of a great back.
Second down now, virtually 10 yards to go after that last play, approaching the end of the third quarter. Pelluer with a lot of time. Walker again. Good open field attempt by Reichenbach. He broke that tackle. Joyner knocks him out of bounds, but Reichenbach had him stopped 5 yards short of the first down, and now we're going to have a personal foul against the Eagles in front of the Cowboy bench.
See, the play itself is really not that impressive. What happens once he catches the ball is the thing that makes an impression. Reichenbach has in good position to make the tackle, and he bounces right off of it.
Number 29 in the defense. Did he really hit him? He was hit out of bounds.
Waters trying to plead the case for the Eagles, but it's fouls with the personal foul. Let's see if we can pick it up here. That's Joyner on the tackle, and here comes fouls. Yep, that's what he did. He hit him, was out of bounds. 15-yard gain plus a 15-yard penalty. Total of 30-yard gain on the play, and all of a sudden now they're in business, as you would say, just short of the 30.
Yeah, but the key was Reichenbach had a great shot and missed. He just ran right through it.
Well, I tell you what, there's been a lot of guys that he's run through, though. You'll see more of that. You just bounce off of it. First down now, 2 seconds left in this quarter. Rolling out, getting some time. End zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Renfro.
Watch Renfro now coming down the right side of your screen, gets off the line of scrimmage. He's kind of sneaky. Look, he makes a move, and see, a double move is effective on Roynell Young. We mentioned that a little while ago. Gets up the field, the ball is thrown right on the money. He makes the catch, touchdown, Cowboys. But again, you're not going to run right by Roynell Young. You got to make kind of a double move. That was effective, and they get the touchdown.
Boy, he rolled out and got that additional time, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Renfro with his second touchdown catch of the year. He's been hurt this year on the injured reserve list the first 4 weeks.
You know, funny thing happened in the high school championship game last night. Somebody went into the locker room of the team that was losing, and he said it was Mike Renfro. He gave the team a big pep talk.
Well, anyway, he scores a big touchdown, as now it's a 14-13 score at the end of the third quarter. We now pause for a word from your local station.
This is CBS.
This year, more than 900 people have been killed in Texas by the carelessness of drinking and driving. This statistic is alarming. Yet, have you ever stopped to think about the effects that a DWI charge might have on you? Channel 4's Don Johnson takes a serious look at the dollars and cents of DWI to see what costs are involved, from the bust to the convicted offender. Find out the facts in this important series, starting Monday at 6 on Channel 4 News.
Witnessing one of the most momentous events of all time. The world's first digital video system from Toshiba. The Toshiba Digital VCR creates unforgettable special effects. And the 525-line digital TV is incredible. Toshiba Digital Video. It'll change history.
Presenting the McNugget Value Pack Choir.
In the days before Christmas, McDonald's gave to me 9 golden nuggets, more French fries,
large Coke for
$2.99 in a package you carry with ease.
The new Chicken McNuggets Value Pack. 9 McNuggets supersized fries with 30% more and a large Coca-Cola, all for just $2.99.
It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Paul Crane in touch with sports, weeknights at 6 and 10 on Channel 4 News.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Chrysler Plymouth. We're working together to be the best. And by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this.
So the Cowboys now enjoy a 1-point lead, 14-13, after that 30-yard touchdown pass from Pelluer to Renfro. Septien will be kicking off again. Crawford goes back deep. And he's joined back there by Tabalatasi. And here comes Junior. And he's out to the 31. Well, Hank, you said it would be a day of big plays. The first one occurring back in the first half, this 84-yard touchdown run by Herschel Walker.
Walker and Timmy Newsom makes a key block, and there's some missed tackles on the inside. And once he gets a step, it's all over, which is very obvious. He goes all the way, 84 yards for the touchdown, and the Cowboys go ahead 73.
That's the longest run from scrimmage. And now, just moments ago, a 30-yard touchdown pass to Mike Renfro.
See, he makes a double move, a right and up on Roynell. Ball is thrown inside and makes the catch for the touchdown.
From the 31 now, the Eagles playing catch-up again. In motion is Fire. Play action. Cavanaugh wide open is Johnson. And Johnson has a first down catch out to the 43-yard line. Lockhart flying back there. Also Everson Walls. First down, though, and there's that play action, Hank, that you were looking for. It set it up very well.
Yeah, I'm surprised the way they're rushing and the way they react to what they see. A play action should be very effective, very efficient, and they haven't really run it or thrown it very often at all.
Johnson playing in place of the injured Mike Quick. Little offense. Walker, 191 of those. Well, it doesn't surprise you. There's a give to Tony. Tony smacks off the left-hand side. Lockhart, who's shaken up on that previous series, has come back in now to make 2 tackles back-to-back.
You know what they're doing? They're double-teaming Randy White, I'm sorry. White, and they're leaving the middle linebacker free, and they expect the back to either cut behind the flow of the middle linebacker, or if he gets tied up inside, to go outside. But that time Lockhart wasn't fooled. It was right at the perfect angle and made the play. Randy White, 9 tackles and 1 quarterback sack.
Not to mention the hurries he's had back there. Second down now, 7 yards to go. Cavanaugh, protection, he lost the ball. I don't know what happened, but it got away from him. Randy White is on top of it.
The ball just slipped out of his hand. He went back to throw the ball, had it cocked, and it slipped right out of his hand and fell down to the turf and was recovered by Randy White of the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, it's been raining off and on today. The field has been wet. And Cavanaugh, that time, about time he's ready to release it. Let's look at it. It got away from him.
Watch it. He goes up with the ball. Now watch it. He brings it up. Here he comes. He steps up into the pocket, brings it up, and it slips right out of his hand in the process. And they recover. Talking about the Cowboys, they have possession on the plus 37.
With a 1-point lead. Dallas would like to capitalize on here. Pelluer, he's in trouble. Oh, man, is he in trouble. That's the 3rd sack of the game. Tom Struthers, number 93, is there. 98, Greg Brown. He just had no chance whatsoever on this play.
Watch the middle. Watch the middle. Look at the surge of the defensive people. Look at Reggie White. Nobody blocks him except he comes in late. Gets a piece of him late, but he gets the penetration. I tell you, if you don't get in front of White, you're not going to block him from the side. He's too big and too strong, and if you give him a shoulder, he's going to knock it right out of there.
Let me ask you something. Who wants to get in his way?
Well, I don't know, but that's why they're playing the game. Somebody better want to get in his way.
Second down now, 19. 3 men are right here. Struthers along with White. Here's Pelluer. Time to throw, and Waters trying to come up with the ball. The completion is made. That's Mike Sherrard fighting for the football, making the catch at the 36-yard line. Still got a ways to go for that first down.
I tell you can't get better coverage than that. Look at Sherrard come off the line of scrimmage. Waters is underneath, running with him. He makes the stop. Watch the ball. He comes back for the ball, and Waters is right there. And his first catch today, but a beautiful catch there by Sherrard, number 86.
He's been shut down, his first catch. Brings up now a 3rd and 7. He had 34 coming into the game. He became a starter Thanksgiving Day, and you're going to hear a lot about this number 1 draft pick out of UCLA. 3rd down, 7 now from the 34.
He might even try to roll here. I don't know. No, they're going to go back to the pocket. He's got time.
Yes, he does, but it's going to be intercepted. That's Alonzo Johnson. Their 2nd-round draft pick out of Florida. That's a very big athletic move and a big turnover after that fumble earlier by Cavanaugh.
It's not only a good athletic move, it's a great catch, great interception. That's what it is. Alonzo Johnson, 54. You're right, Gary. A great move on the part of Alonzo Johnson, number 54. He's got plenty of time to throw the ball this time, too. Look it. He steps, throws, follows through, and there's the ball, and there's Alonzo Johnson making the interception. And he's able, they're trying to knock it out of his hand, but he still maintains possession.
Impressive effort by Johnson. That is his 3rd interception. And the Eagles have it at the 30-yard line.
Introducing the unbelievable American under $7,800, the Plymouth Sundance Series. Plymouth Sundance, the best value of any car in its class, including the imports. 47 standard features to convince you, 5-year or 50,000-mile protection plan to assure you. Plymouth Sundance, the unbelievable American under $7,800. The brightest man, born in America.
Fire brewing. It's more than a way to make Stroh's and Stroh Light. It's a family tradition, passed down from one generation to another for over 200 years. It's what guarantees that smooth, consistent taste for generations to come.
Now you're talking Stroh. Now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is spoken here.
No battery has the energy to outrun the Energizer, even in a toy robot.
Energizer, it's a run, 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 it's a run, run. The Energizer, it's a run, 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 it's a run,
battery outruns the Energizer.
Well, when you've lost 3 in a row, you have a lot of missed opportunities. And that last opportunity is the 7th time they haven't scored following a turnover. Alonzo Johnson coming up with the interception, setting it up now at the Eagles' 30-yard line. 14-13 Dallas. 12:03 left in the game. Spagnuolo comes in motion. Fires. He's straightened up and driven backwards. That's Lockhart again. Lockhart with excellent reaction will bring up a 2nd down.
The problem, as I mentioned earlier, Gary, they're finally double-teaming Randy White and leaving Lockhart free, and with him being free, nobody blocking him, he's right there to make the tackle.
He had 10 tackles and a sack in the first Eagles game, leading tackler coming into this game. They call him our equalizer. He's equalized a few things from this last 2 or 3 series. It'll bring up 2nd down, 9.
This way, see if they do something this way. Nope, now they're changing the formation to a pass formation. There it is.
Cavanaugh. That's David Little, the tight end, and he'll go out of bounds just across the 35-yard line. That'll be almost 5 yards short of the 1st down and come to a 3rd down. Little started last week when Spagnuolo was hurt.
Well, at least, you know, you got a better situation with 3rd and 5. They've had to go with 3rd and 10 most of the time all afternoon on a 3rd down situation. They've reduced it to 5 in this particular series, and now they have a chance to do something reasonable and not have to travel that far except just go 5 yards or more. They have to go more than 5, of course, to make the 1st down.
3rd down and 5 right now as they have Jackson split to the near side. Ron Johnson to the top for the screen.
Boy, look at that middle.
That's Tony in motion. Flag on the play. I think the right tackle moved for Philadelphia. I think it was Joe Conwell, number 79, who set up to pass block before the ball was snapped.
That's exactly who it was, Gary. Right tackle. I think it was, too.
Boy, does that hurt you, though. Big 3rd and 5, and you make a move like that.
Just kills you.
False start. Number 79 on the offense. 3rd down will be repeated.
Conwell is one of those guys who's had to become a starter due to some injuries, in particular Leonard Mitchell, who's undergone arthroscopic surgery on his knee. Conwell played for the USFL Baltimore Stars. They were the champions. He has started now the last 4 games at right tackle after missing 6 weeks with a fractured toe.
Now they got the 7 defensive backs in the game. Let's see how they challenge this.
3rd down and 10. Blitz coming. Holloway, they picked it up. And good coverage that time by Walls on Kenny Jackson. Well, that penalty really hurts you. It changes your play call. It changes everything. And now they got to punt the football. Let me ask you something, Coach. Do you think the Cowboys would think about, even though they got a 1-point lead, bringing Reggie Collier in? They said he was ready for this game.
Yeah, no, they won't. I don't think so. No way in the world I put him in under these conditions. He hadn't played all year long. And to put him in a game where they have to win, I don't think they could justify to do it. I think if they were way ahead or way behind, they would. But in this kind of a game, as being as close as it is, with all the defensive variations, I don't think they'd put him in.
Pelluer suffering 2 interceptions today. Throwing that last one. Punt by Telchik. Gordon Banks fields it inside the 30. And down there very quickly to make that stop was Michael Haddix. Also help arriving that time by William Frizzell. 41-yard punt.
When you're behind the wheel in LeBaron GTS, it's nice to know GTS excelled in handling in a U.S. Auto Club test, did 0 to 50 in 5.63 seconds, triumphed in braking, and gave BMW and Mercedes something they never expected, a driving lesson. GTS comes sensibly priced with Chrysler's protection plan. You don't drive LeBaron GTS the way USAC did, but it's nice to know you could. Chrysler, driving to be the best.
Automatic one-touch from Nikon. It puts great photography at everybody's fingertips. The Nikon 35mm major action touch. The waterproof, all-weather, automatic camera that puts great photography at everybody's fingertips.
Glacier Bay, Alaska, and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Glacier Bay means the one and only Alaskan king crab, sweet, fresh, and big. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer, cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer, and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light. There's nothing like the flavor of a special place. Old Milwaukee beer. Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
Right.
The simple mention of his initials, LT, evokes a quarterback's most dreaded nightmare. The Packers meet Lawrence Taylor and the Giants next Saturday on CBS Sports.
With 10:58 to go, Dallas has the football now, protecting a one-point lead and protecting their hopes to make it to the playoffs. They've got to win today, next week against the Bears. Hope the 49ers lose twice and the Vikings once to get into the playoffs. Steve Pelluer remains in at quarterback from the 34-yard line. Herschel Walker, already over 100 yards for the day, comes across the 40. Terry Hogue, again, making the stop. He now has 121 yards on 5 carries. We mentioned San Francisco. What about the Giants, who have already captured the NFC East, beating up on the Cardinals?
I think anytime you play as well, they're playing defensively. Green Bay's playing much better, too. They're coming on.
Well, they had those blocked punts and missed snap last week. They might have done better. Look at this. How about that? Vinny Testaverde was here today. They were announcing the Kodak All-American, and he could end up there. And San Francisco now is building their lead against New England. So the Cowboys need some help there, too. Here is Herschel Walker. He got a yard, and that's all Struthers, who's now playing quite a bit, number 93 out of Jackson State. Over to make the stop.
And that's the best way to tackle him, is from behind, close to the line of scrimmage.
Guarantee you don't want to get in front of him, right?
Unless he decides to go back and put it in reverse.
We've got the wave going here now at Texas Stadium. 3rd down and 2 now for Dallas. Eagles hold them here. There's a lot of time in this game. 9:44 remaining. Tony Hill split to the near side. Gerard to the top of the field as Pelluer has a 3rd and 2. Play action. And he's got his man. That's Cosby, the tight end, who they said they wanted to go to a lot today. And he makes an important 3rd down catch for the first down.
Cosby in the middle of the screen gets a free release. Nobody bumps him at all. The linebacker isn't involved in coverage this time. He's wide open. And for that reason, why they're able to make the necessary yardage for the first down. Terry Hogue involved in coverage that time and wasn't close enough to make the play.
19-yard pickup. Cosby with his first catch of the day, 28th of the season. Again, they have not gone to him that much for their new offensive scheme this year.
I can't understand yet why. Here's a draw play.
Dorsett, and there's just nothing going on there. Good reaction that time by Greg Brown, but also Alonzo Johnson was over there. A loss of 3. Brown came through first, but it was Johnson who made the tackle.
Watch number 54, Alonzo Johnson. Look at the pursuit on his part. Look at, he's number 54 in a great position, good and low, and isn't fooled by the fake and makes the play. A beautiful play by Alonzo Johnson, number 54.
Also Brown, he got a hand on him there. You could see it on that replay. 2nd down now, 13 yards to go. Pelluer coming up middle, the pressure, the pass broken up. Boy, that ball, lucky it wasn't intercepted, and it just didn't materialize at all. I guess Walker was the guy who was intended for, but he had 2 offensive linemen, Rafferty and Heitzner, right in his midst. There just wasn't any operating room.
And you see the way Reggie White, number 92, once he got rid of his man, the quick way he accelerated and got to the quarterback to make him throw the ball right into a lot of trouble. I tell you, he's an all-pro player. He's a terrific player and maintains a very high level of intensity throughout the game. That's a great thing about it. It doesn't sag.
It was a mouthful when Buddy Ryan said that he's the most gifted defensive lineman I've ever been around, and he was around the Bears.
Well, I tell you, one thing he isn't a stock market player. He's not up and down. He's consistent.
3rd down, 13 now for Dallas. Pelluer over the middle, and that one not well thrown. He was waiting for the man to clear over the middle, and it just didn't develop, that man being Newsom, because Greg Brown was hurrying him up, and it's come to a 4th down, and the Eagles going to get the football.
Watch Reggie White again, number 92. And Brown, number 98, really is the guy that comes in the inside. He's the guy that gives him a shot right in the smush and knocks him down on the play.
In the what? Repeat that again.
Smush.
A lot of our fans are not familiar with that term. We at CBS hear it quite often.
Well, we ought to call Ed Sable. He'll know.
Anyway, he got hit in the smush, so Saxton's going to have to punt again. Now, he hits this in a mile high. They're going to let that one make it into the end zone for the touchback. So at the 20-yard line, a 42-yard punt. The Eagles trailing by 1. 80 yards away from the goal line. 8:22 left to play.
The Winning Edge, brought to you by Seagram's Golden Wine Cooler. The winning edge involves more than talent. Physical skills are critical, but instincts often separate champions from challengers. Terry Bradshaw's right arm was a cannon, but the Pittsburgh All-Pro quarterback knew the time and place for all sorts of passes. Cover his receivers close, and Bradshaw would rifle passes by you. Front the receivers, and he would loft the ball softly over your outstretched arm. Bradshaw's instinct gave the Steelers the winning edge.
It's party time!
24C, Mickey.
Hey,
no Seagram's Golden Wine Cooler. You guys want to put me out of a job? Oh, we're bound. So, you know I was coming. No. I knew they were coming. You must be doing something right. You did one thing right.
He came home for the holidays.
14-13. Hank, one thing that I think the Eagles was hoping would happen today was Byers would have a day like he did last week, but nothing happening in the second half.
Well, it can't happen if he doesn't get the ball. You know, he's only carried the ball 11 times in the whole game. Hasn't made any yardage at all on the last 5 carries, and the only way you're going to make yardage is to give him the ball. And I think they have to get him back in the game if they're going to do anything on this drive.
And so they're 80 yards away from trying to take this lead. There is Keith Byers, had 127 yards last week in that tie with the Cardinals. That's for the game, but there are no yards at all in the second half. Remember, he started the game out with, what, a 17-yard run. And since that time, it's been tough sledding. Boy, what a personable guy Keith Byers is. What a future he's going to have. That offensive line gets some experience. Get Cunningham continue to develop. That's a handful.
And I think they have to make a real commitment to the running game, too. See if they run right here. They're leaning this way. Nope, play action right.
That's what you wanted, those, that play action. Cavanaugh going for it. Down here is Johnson. Check that Jackson. And he made a fine catch at the 30-yard line. Cavanaugh threw that one a long ways.
Well, he did. He got rid of it. Great anticipation. A beautiful spiral. But again, it's a play action fake. They fake it. They finally throw it on first down. Fellows is the coverage guy on the play, the right corner. And he runs right by him. The ball is thrown right out in front, and Kenny Jackson, number 81, makes the play after he beats Ron Fellows. Look at, he's about 2 yards out in front. Fellows makes a desperate attempt to knock the ball down, but it's 2 out in front, and Jackson makes the play.
49-yard gain to the 31. Byers tries to go against the grain, and he maybe got a yard. Interesting, Hank, you lose Mike Quick, and you got to have somebody kind of come to the occasion, rise up, and it's Jackson. He made that touchdown catch a while ago, and now this 49-yarder. You lose one guy, and the other guy's got to fill the ranks, and number 81 has done exactly that.
Yeah, somebody's always got to fill the void. You know, somehow, some way, you got to win the game. You can't worry about who's going to do it. Somebody has to do it, and that was a big play on the part of Kenny Jackson, and a great throw by Cavanaugh.
Second down, 9.
Well, good quarterbacks might have a bad first quarter, or maybe, but they never have 4 bad quarters if they're any kind of a quarterback. And I think that is typical of the kind of a quarterback Cavanaugh can be.
Cavanaugh throwing that one on a line, and John Spagnola, the tight end, made the catch, and he made it with people all around him. Cavanaugh that time waited just a little longer to get rid of the ball. He was popped pretty good, but the veteran Spagnola caught it. It's 3rd and 2.
Well, as we talked about earlier, I think he's getting more confident as the game progresses. It's the first time he's played in a long time, and it's hard to come right off the bench and, play like you play if you're playing all the time, but he's getting better.
Well, he always had the label of being the best backup quarterback in the NFL, always waiting to play. Now he's got his chance. He's over 200 yards, 203 yards passing, 13 to 25. 3rd and 2.
They're going to run left.
Tony in motion, fires, and I don't think he made it. Randy White made sure of that. Now you've got a 4th down, Coach. McFadden has kicked 2 field goals of 26 and 50 yards. Buddy Ryan looking to see how far they've got to go on this.
He's got to kick the field goal. I wouldn't fool around with anything but a field goal.
Here he comes, McFadden, who was ecstatic in that first half on that 50-yarder, his longest of the season. This is going to be a 41-yard attempt.
And I think if he had a choice, he'd rather kick from the left hash mark than the right hash mark, because he kicks a natural hook sometimes, aims it a little bit inside the right upright, and goes right through there in good shape from the left hash mark.
This will be officially a 40-yard attempt by McFadden. It's on the way, and the Eagles have the lead. McFadden, who has absolutely been struggling, and that's an understatement, who was down on himself, and many people felt if he had kicked well at all, they would have won maybe 2-3 more games, and today he's 3 of 3.
Well, he's too great a kicker, and I think he's very sensitive. And he's very demanding of himself. Look at this now. Watch him. Watch him kick it. Watch his reaction. Happiness is in the air. There he is. Look at the two of them. They spend a lot of time together, and they're happy for each other when they do something extremely well.
Well, I think what you have to understand, he's had 3 different holders this year, 2 different snappers, had a different special teams coach. There's some things you have to fight through.
Well, there's a lot of things to consider. And again, the kicker spends so much time alone, without any encouragement sometimes from anybody else. And sometimes they rehearse and they kick too much, especially this time of the year. You got to spend a lot of time with them and make sure that they understand that you're very involved with their phase of the game. You just can't go out and say, kick it through there. I think it has to be developed during the course of the week and during the course of the season.
You don't think the Eagles haven't played some close games, Hank? They've been in overtime the last 2. Ever since that miserable start, and then when they beat the Rams, they've been in them.
Hey, listen, I tell you, any time that you play as well as they play defensively, you got a chance to win any time. And that's the way they've gone. They've lost, I've said so many times that you're going to win or lose 5 or 7 games with a kicking game. They've lost about 5 with a kicking game.
Kickoff, 2 men there. Levette eventually has it. Levette to the 15-yard line, and that's where Dallas will start. Brazil made the stop. Now for an update on that San Francisco-New England game. Here's Brent Musburger.
Well, the New England Patriots jumped back, Gary. They got this touchdown pass from Eason to Morgan. They are inside of 4 minutes left in the game right now, and the San Francisco 49ers lead it by 5, 29-24. Let's go back to Dallas, and here's Gary.
I'll tell you, Brent, it's going right down to the end of the season. Patriots coming back. Now the Cowboys down by 2. The start of this weekend, 17 of the 28 teams were still the playoff picture. Shows you how tight it's been. Here's Pelluer. And here he goes. Herschel Walker. Walker, touchdown. Again, Hank.
Nothing but a slant pass to Herschel Walker, who was anchored on the right side in the double wing formation. He runs right inside. It was Andre Waters, it looked like. Ran right inside of him and goes all the way for the touchdown. One play, one lightning.
Lightning has struck twice, though. He had an 84-yard run from the line of scrimmage and now an 84-yard touchdown catch. Look at this for the day. 283 yards in total offense.
That's amazing. Really amazing the way he can change the personality of a game.
Longest pass of the year for this Dallas team, as you might suspect. Point after attempt. Boy, it didn't take long for them to get the lead back. Well, let's look at it again.
See, that's the nice thing about getting somebody in the backfield out on the formation as a wingback. He's out there to the outside. And Waters is playing on the left position, on the left corner, playing him man for man. They just threw the ball inside. They had linebacker helped underneath, but he's got so much speed. Reichenbach was involved in it. Waters was involved in it. He just runs right down the sideline and goes all the way for the touchdown. It's hard to defense speed.
Wow. Well, you know, he said he wanted to go back to running track. Why does he have to run track? He's had a track meet out here today.
Well, he's practicing right now. He's rehearsing for the track season right now on the two plays he made today.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dallas Cowboys and the National Football League is prohibited. 22-16 Dallas. Charles Crawford out of Oklahoma State. To the 20, 25, and look at this. Out to the 35, the 40, and some of those big plays continue to develop here. So Philadelphia obviously is not going to give up in this one. 4:50 left in the game. Hank, it's just amazing to me. A guy of Walker's size can run that fast. You know, you see the Dorsetts and the Mike Sherrards, and they have that lean, fast look. Here's Walker weighing 235 pounds. From the 43-yard line, Philadelphia now trailing. Cavanaugh over the middle. Spagnuolo wrestles, and he's got it. Spagnuolo still on his feet, and the veterans to the 30-yard line. Lockhart eventually making the stop. A 26-yard game, and Spagnuolo now made two big catches in this fourth quarter of play.
Spagnuolo does a great job, and Lockhart is involved in coverage. Watch 56. Watch the middle linebacker. Now there he is. He gets a piece of him, then he goes to the outside. He's in hot pursuit. Tries to shake the ball loose, but Spagnuolo maintains possession and runs down the field, and finally tackled by Everson Walls, number 24. Boy, a great play by Spagnuolo.
Line of scrimmage at the 31. First down, Philadelphia trailing 21-16. Cavanaugh going up top. Jackson is there. Touchdown, Kenny Jackson.
Plum mentioned the fact going into the game they could lick fellows on a flag, on a post flag, and here it is, good protection. And look at, he throws it on the outside of Fellows. Here comes the ball coming down. Boy, what a sensational catch by Kenny Jackson. Fellows really was right there in good position to make the play, but Jackson just made a fantastic catch.
Well, a 31-yard touchdown catch by Jackson. After earlier catching one for 49 yards, McFadden adds a point after. Jackson has 4 catches now and 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. I tell you, Hank, this crowd is out of breath right now. So much has happened in
Sensational
the last few
game,
seconds.
but I tell you, this is the kind of a game you're always going to see when people play man-for-man coverage. We saw it a couple of weeks ago when they played the Raiders, and this is a duplication of that game because both teams like a lot of man-for-man, and if you have time to throw the ball, you're going to be able to make big plays. No question about it.
Next Saturday on CBS, it's a special edition of the NFL Today, followed by the Green Bay Packers traveling to the Meadowlands to meet Lawrence Taylor, Phil Simms, the playoff-bound Giants. It's NFL action next Saturday, 11 o'clock Central, 12 noon Eastern on CBS. And also college basketball as we have our second week of college basketball. Illinois, the Fighting Illini, 6th ranked against Dean Smith, 5th ranked Tar Heels in North Carolina. A lot of offense in this game. 84-yard touchdown pass one way and one coming back the other way for 31 yards. All of a sudden it's 23-21. in favor of the Eagles. And watch this. Carol Clack, a rookie out of Arizona State, almost broke that one. Clack has been lost in the shuffle this year because of the addition of Herschel Walker. Hasn't played that much, but we have a penalty flag.
Offensive holding, number 85 on the kick return team.
That's Chandler, 85, holding on the play.
Thornton Chandler, the rookie out of Alabama, plays tight end. Excellent blocker. He's been a real surprise this year. Chandler, a 6th-round draft pick. So they're going to move it back to the 25-yard line.
Both teams are guilty of the same thing. They both do a poor job on coverage after they score a touchdown.
Well, we've had something going in this fourth quarter in this game now. Herschel Walker with 283 yards in total offense. The record is 285. Bullock, Bob Hayes, and Calvin Hill hold the record. So he's 2 short of that. Here's Pelluer. He tries to get rid of it. They may have intentional grounding there. Reggie White had him. That's what they're calling intentional grounding by Pelluer.
Reggie White, we've talked about him an awful lot all afternoon, and justifiably so. He was involved in another sack.
That's a loss of down.
Intentional grounding. Loss of the down.
Let's look at it again, Coach. See what you think.
Here we see Reggie White coming from the left side, back in the pocket. Brown is getting penetration. Struthers is coming through, but look at Reggie White. The only thing, you know, the thing that's questionable is the possession rule. You'd think he was
in the grass.
Yeah, in the grass. I'm surprised they didn't call that.
It's going to be 2nd and 23 for the Cowboys. Cosby in motion. Pelluer setting up at the 2, comes out throwing. He's got Sherrard at the 20. Of it back. They're still about 12 yards short of the first down, and it goes to a 3rd down.
See, the grass thing is such a judgment call, and a couple of weeks ago we had a situation where they just barely touched the guy and they said possession. Now they had him in the grass when they don't call possession. So, you know, it's a tough judgment call to make, evidently. But I thought really he was in the grass.
3rd down, 13 yards to go. 3 minutes, 7 seconds left to go in the game. 23-21, Philadelphia leading Dallas. Cowboys, if they're going to make the playoffs, they've got to pull this one out.
They don't know where to line up. Bernard Wilson is confused. They're playing a zone this time. Now the middle is wide open.
Take off. He's got a long ways to run. Can he get there? He will not. He's short of the first down at the 32. He had to go 13 yards. That was just too far to scramble. Gary Cobb eventually caught up with him. That's going to bring up a 4th down. They're going to go for it here, Hank, or do you punt and try to stop him and get it back?
No, I think you got to go for it. I don't think that you don't have enough time. You got to make the play. You got to try to make the play right here. Go for it on 4th and 2.
I think they agree. That's exactly what they're going to do. Pelluer showed me some quickness on that play. Scrambled very well, but it's still 4th down and 2, and here they go.
They got to hit. Try to hit one of the backs in the back, coming out of the backfield, I would think, to make sure they get the necessary yardage in a high percentage kind of a play. Let's see what they call.
We have the 2-minute warnings. What's happened here? 2-minute warning. So the Cowboys will have some additional time to think about this 4th down. We'll be back.
Sure, the pride is back. Plymouth Sundance and Plymouth Voyager are the proof. Plymouth Sundance, the unbelievable American, under $7,800. Sundance, the best value of any car in its class. Versatile Plymouth Voyager, front-wheel drive, car-like handling, spacious Plymouth Voyager. Plymouth's 550 protection plan backs them both.
The pride is back, born in America again.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
The kids really like what we got them for Christmas. Radio Shack Space Patrol walkie-talkies. They're terrific outdoor fun. They have flexible antennas to withstand rugged use. And built-in Morse code keys with the code alphabet on the front, so they can talk or send messages in code. The kids like them, and I love them. I'm in